and relax and just let go of anything that has come before and just know that right here, right now, we're in the right time, the right space. We are the right people, that we are blessed. And so let's turn within and begin with the recognition that all is well, that there is no conflict, no difficulties, no mistakes, that we are one, that we are in the one, that we are of the one, that we are expressions of that one. And that one is whole, perfect, and complete. That love, that one is love, that one is joy, that one is peace. And just imagine yourself as if you were in a pool of water and you're just totally and completely submerged in that pool of water. And that water is allowing you to breathe, to relax, to let go. It is supporting you. It is that which is around you, and yet it is that which is within you. And as you relax into it, you are at peace. And you are feeling and knowing that this is the truth of who you are. There is no struggle, there is no strain, there is no difficulty. There's just a total and complete relaxation in this oneness. And you know that in this very moment, that there is no doubts, no fears, no difficulties. There is only the peace, the love, the joy, and the relaxation of knowing that this is who you truly are, that this is where you belong, that this is where you are fully and completely embraced. And so I am knowing that this is who we are this day. It is our beginning, is our beginning, and it is our ending. It is the totality of all that we are. It is our beingness. And so we just simply relax into it, knowing that this is who we are. And so as we open our eyes and we begin our service today, we are doing it from this consciousness of oneness, from this consciousness of wholeness, from this consciousness of peace, of love, of joy, of all the goodness that we can possibly imagine, in even more than this. For it is greater, grander, and more infinite than we can possibly understand, imagine, or know. And so isn't it wonderful that we can just simply relax into this and know that all is well. And we are at peace. And so it is. And play that. I am.
Did you say play the first one?
Mm-hmm.
He's in me. My great-grandfather, my great-grandmother, my grandmother, they're all in me. It's good when we can meet them. It's good when we can be a grandparent sometimes, right? Any grandparents in the house? Hey, grand aunts, grand uncles, it's dedicated to you. People and I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. Where y'all at? In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am of all my great-grandfathers, way to rise beyond the pain. Oh, live, oh, live, oh, live in the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. And the smiles of all the unborn children, and the dreams of a better day to come, and the dance of heaven with the earth. Oh, live, oh, live, oh, live in the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. Take it up. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. I'm just doing a little bit of it tonight, so that we can fly some other places. But you know that lives can be seen through in the land. You can't fall from grace in the land. You cannot be hurt in the land. Yes. In the land of I am more than I have been, more than I will be. Oh, yeah. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. Ashe.
Yes. I am more than I will be. I am more than I am. Phew, yes, I love that song by Rookie Byers. It's it's a good anthem. I am. And it's true, right? We're always more than we think we are. Yes, we are. So today we are sticking the landing for this year's talks on living out loud. And sticking the landing is a gymnastics metaphor. My granddaughter did gymnastics for many years, and it's not easy to stick the landing, people. Gymnasts work years and years and years and years to stick the landing. And you know what? It has taken us years to stick the landing for our lives as well. So here we go. So Miss Dorothy, was famous for asking, saying that what she got from me was that question she had never heard anyone ask her before: who are you? It's a very important question. Who are you? But I'm sorry she's not here to hear the next question that is equally, if not even more important. And that is because after you know who you are, you maybe be able to answer the question, why are you here? So my question to you today is, why are you here? I'm not talking about why you're sitting in the seat today, where you are. I'm talking about, why are you here? Why are you in this life? Okay. Why are you in this body? Why were you born? Why are you born in this country? At times in my life, I was just like, once I learned, in school or other places, but at different times in my younger life, I used to ask, how is it that I was born here in the United States? I could have been born anywhere else in the world. I could have been born in some small country. I could have been born in some other European country. I could have been born in Africa. I could have been born in South America. I could have been born, in India. I could have been born, why? Why was I born here? I don't know. And I don't think any of us really know, not consciously anyway. I think we, at some place, we know unconsciously, but we have the ancestors that we have. We have the families that we have. We've had the conditions, we've had the hurts, the pains, the sufferings, and yet we've had the joys and the compassion and the caring and the love and the kindness. We've had all of that in our lives, and it has brought us to this very moment. So the question is why? Why are we here? Because let us consider this, that there have been no mistakes. Because we can add up those mistakes, can we? Well, I missed this, I should have done that. I missed going to school here. If I had only studied a little harder, I could have gone to Harvard. I could have been a millionaire. I could have been this. Why wasn't I born as Steve Jobs or Mike Zuckerberg? Why can't I be the richest person like Elon Musk? Why am I here? What is it that I alone can do? Let us just suppose that there is a God out there, and it did say, I want you to be born in this time and place, and this is what I want you to do. What is it that God would have been whispering to you as you were being born? What is it that is your mission here, your life purpose, your intention for being? Every one of us has something different. Every one of us has something different, and we get caught up in all the worldly stuff that's going on, okay? But there's no mistakes that you are right where you are, with all the difficulties you've had, with all the pains you suffered, with all the mistakes you think you made, with the family that you came into this world with, okay? With all that has happened to you, there's no mistakes. Zizi said that Miss Dorothy told her that she was the product of a rape. And the thing is that the mother could not raise her. And we understand that. We totally can understand that. And I'm sure at some point in her life, Miss Dorothy understood too, because she lived a good life. Okay. But the thing is that what are our thoughts about that? Because nowadays, people are going to be have similar experiences, and they're not going to be able to get abortions as if they wanted to, or they may decide like her mother did, to decide to just give the child away rather than to not have it at all. See, our lives are results of choices that we make. And that sometimes other people, because her mother made the choice. Her mother, well, her father wasn't in the picture, but her mother made the choice. So sometimes things happen to us that are the result of other people's choices. Now that's kind of extreme, but we've had, we live in our own family, and our mothers and our fathers and whoever was our guardians, whoever it was that raised us, made choices for us and about us when we were young. And we may feel, therefore, that we were victimized or somehow we are lacking in something. But just suppose that whatever choice they made was the right choice. It was the right choice. Just think about that. It could very well have been the right choice, because here we are today. And we at some point started making our own choices, right? So what are our expectations for that they had for us as children, and what were the expectations of our ancestors? I hear people, say some things like, we are the ones that our ancestors were lived for, some nonsense like that. that they expected. Every generation expects the next generation to live better, right? Regardless of who they are or where they are. So their expectation was that we would have a better life than they did. So the question is, do we? Do we? So what is it that you are here for? Not only who you are and why you are here, they're linked questions. They're good questions for you to ask for yourself. So this year we're living out loud, right? That's the theme for this year. And in order to live out loud, you need to know who you are and why you are here. Otherwise, you can't live out loud. You can't. Because so in order to live out loud, also, rather than look back and go like, well, there was this mistake and that mistake, and I should have done this, and I should, because hindsight is 2020. We can see clearly. But the thing is when we were making the decision at the time, we did not know that it was going to turn out the way it turned out. Stacy tells me she's read a book. Can't remember who it was by because I'm not good at remembering who wrote what. But, she was telling me about, and every once in a while she reminds me that, businesses that succeed, because she's in business, businesses that succeed are partly in the result of market and what's going on at the time, and so we can work really hard on stuff and it just does not succeed. She's been doing this work with court reporters and the thing is she's looked online and somebody was trying to do something similar, not the same, but something similar to serve court reporters about just before the pandemic, and they went out of business. Bad timing. Okay. All right. Maybe they'll come back. Maybe they don't. It depends on how much money they have and how much desire they have. And if they think this is their, sometimes people are in business because this is something they enjoy and they want to do. And then they expect to make a whole lot of money at it and they don't. Okay. Because maybe that's not their thing. Maybe business is not their thing. I don't know. The thing is that one of the things that happens in our country is people make decisions based on how much money they're going to make or how much fame they're going to get. And yet, the thing is that sometimes the janitor is just as important as the CEO. Yeah. We just forget about the bus drivers who drive those kids to school every day, right? Yeah. So, the thing is that, or the garbage collectors, they didn't work on Thursday, but they sure were there on Friday picking up stuff. And, the thing is we look at it, we go, that's not something we would do, but it's something that's important and necessary. And it's part of the life that makes life easier for all of us, right? So I'm quite sure that when they were 5 years old, their parents said, "Oh, you're going to grow up to be the garbage collector." No, they did not say that. Okay. They probably said, you need to go to school, work really hard, get a good education and become a lawyer. Why? Because the thing is in our society, we have these grandiose ideas for people without realizing that sometimes the most menial things are the ones that are the most necessary. Last year we needed our dishwasher repair. It took a week for them to come out to repair the dishwasher. Why? And then we had it repaired again this year. Okay, it was something, I don't remember what was going on. Oh, I know, because when they came out last year, something went wrong and they were supposed to come back, but we had to leave the house, and so we didn't get it done. But it took another week. Why? Because people are encouraged to go to college now. And college education people do not fix dishwashers. You got to go to trade school. And there was a time when going to trade school and learning how to repair dishwashers and air conditioners and do some plumbing and do some woodwork and all that kind of stuff. It was a good thing. You know, I remember when I was in high school, boys took auto shop, girls took home economics. Gloria's raising her, yeah. You know, but nowadays it's like, I don't even know if they teach home economics. No, no. Okay. So guess what? Now we go to stores and we buy ready-made food, processed food that is not necessarily good for us. Think about that. Okay? Because they're making it so that it what? Tastes good. So that it sells. Okay? And that it lasts. Excuse me. And so that it lasts. So let us just say that you were born perfect. You were born in the perfect right time and place, that all things are in right order, that there's no mistakes. And so you are here today. One of the things that we have the advantage of quantum physics these days, and quantum physics tells us that what we call thought, body, form, these solid things in our lives, including our body and our money and all the conditions that we are experiencing, they are all just energy, and they're being shaped by our conscious expectations and perceptions. In other words, you and I are solidifying who we are and why we are here with our beliefs, our ideas, our patterns of thinking, the experiences that we have, and the judgments that we're making about those experiences. So years ago, when I first started studying Science of Mind, there was this saying, change your thinking, change your life. In fact, Ernest Holmes wrote a book called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. And sure enough, you can change your thinking and change your life. And guess what? Quantum physics is saying you can change your thinking and change your life by what? By what you give your attention to. Okay? So you may not have been consciously thinking about who you are and why you're here, but up until now, in this moment, you can make a new decision. You can decide who you are and what you are. You get to decide who you are going to be from this moment on. So, what if you were here to be an expression, a visible expression of the infinite oneness? If, let's externalize God for just a moment, God said, I want you to go into earth and be da 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 da. What would that be? Because see, for each one of us, it would be different. Okay, so I can't answer the B, but you can. You are. And I'm willing to bet that you heard that whisper years ago, and you've been probably doing pretty much what you're supposed to be doing. But you're making judgments. Watch yourself now. You're making judgments based upon other things in the world as to who and what you're supposed to be. Think about that. Lynn Twist, her book is in 2003. She put it out in 2003. And now we are, what, all these years later, 20 years later, over 20 years, 21 years later. And we're reading her book. And in her book, she talks about the caterpillar. She uses Elizabeth Sahtouris, is a biologist. And she tells a story about the caterpillar. Lynn is telling Elizabeth's story, okay, about the caterpillar. The caterpillar crawls along the ground, and at some point in its life, it starts ferociously eating. It eats anything and everything. And if you've ever seen caterpillars in your yard, they are just tearing up your leaves. of certain plants, okay? And they have what they call imaginal cells. And they're just they're just eating and eating and eating. They're just gluttonous, okay? They're just so greedy. And then those imaginal cells, eventually become the butterfly. So here you have this caterpillar crawling along in the ground, eating and just being real greedy. And then it turns into something beautiful. And she's using this because like 2003, you remember the 90s was greed. Okay, there was a lot of greed going on. And you used to see bumper strips saying, "He who dies with the most toys win." Okay, so there's a lot of greed going on now. This is 2003 now. This is all long before the iPhone, okay, because the iPhone didn't come out till 2007. Okay, so this is like right after 911, which happened in 2001, okay? And so anyway, this is like 2003, and she's talking about the greed from the 90s, okay? And she says, suppose this is all about the evolution. And we are going through some, the greed is like the caterpillar, just gathering up all this so they can become something beautiful. Right? So what beauty came out after 2003? Think about that. A lot of technology is beautiful. We are connecting, in ways that we were not doing in 2003 and in the 90s. The fear that something different was going to happen, the world was going to end at 2000. That didn't happen. Okay, just think, we had the phones came out. There was, I think Blackberries were before the iPhones, but they were just, everybody didn't have them, right? Definitely all around the country, let alone all around the world. Okay, flat screens were just starting to, to come in. Some Amazon was still kind of a fledgling. So a lot of things have come that are good in some regards, and yet at the same time, what if we're still evolving? What if, because people, we don't change doesn't happen, in a massive scale. It doesn't happen fast. What if we're still in that stage of we're still evolving, that there's still that sense of gathering, and the beauty has not yet appeared. And yet we are here to hold an image of that beauty that is to come. What if that is why we're here? What if all the negativity that we see, the fear that we see, is really the fear of evolving into something greater? Because I imagine, stop and think, if the caterpillar is crawling along the ground and all of a sudden it's just like it's starving and it just starts eating all the time. When it starts to, if it had a consciousness and it knew what was going on, it would go like, why am I so hungry all the time? And then it would go eat, and then it'd go like, I am so full. I just don't know what to do with myself. And then at the same time, it's going like, I'm starving and I need to eat some more. Stop and think about that. Is that something that's going on for us on a massive scale, worldwide? Because there are people who are starving to death. And when they're starving, what do they tell people who are starving? Do not eat a lot of food right away. They give them special food. If you go into a village and people are starving there, they give them special stuff. They don't just feed them a whole bunch of food, right? Because that will make them sick. It can even kill them. Okay? So, the thing is you think about that, instead of thinking on the individual basis, think about it, as one human family, that maybe what we are in the process of doing is evolving into something that we do not yet know. And that you and I are here to hold the consciousness of something that is greater. And that's why we need to live out loud. Because we are the ones who understand that God is in Donald Trump and Elon Musk and all the people that he has chosen to seemingly wreck our country. Seemingly, because the thing is that he will not be able to do it if we do not allow it. Okay. So, the thing is that we are living in interesting times. And if you look back at history, there's evolution that, when what's his name? Can't think of it. In the 1800s, what's that guy that came up with Darwin? When Darwin came up with that, everybody was like, "Are you insane?" But that was an evolutionary leap in consciousness. Okay. And by the time Freud came along, they're going like, "Are you insane?" Right? Who knows? In 20 years or 50 years, they may be looking at Donald Trump going like, "Were you insane?" I don't, it's hard to imagine at this moment. But, the thing is that we can choose to have something good come out of any negative situation. But we have to do it in our personal lives. In our personal lives. And as we do it in our personal lives, guess what? It becomes we can look at our friends and our neighbors and we go like, maybe it isn't as bad as it looks. Maybe we're just caterpillars and we're just evolving into something greater. We're going to all become butterflies and wonderful experiences of life. Okay? You start watching and notice if we start seeing a lot of butterflies around. Because I remember, years ago, you didn't used to see butterflies, but all of a sudden, now you go places and you see butterflies, images and whatever. I have, when I first moved here in 2003, I was looking for, I had a brand new condo. We bought our condos were brand new. So we started from scratch and I took this class for, it was Roswell has a recreation place where they do a lot of art work for seniors and for adults. At the time I was an adult, I wasn't a senior. And anyway, I took this decorating class and there were like about 8 of us in the class. And what we did was we went around to each other's houses and, and gave suggestions as to what we thought they could do to improve whatever room or part of the house that they were looking at. And I had, the whole house, the whole condo because it was all white walls, right? And I didn't want all white walls and I didn't, and so anyway, they asked me to bring out the things that I had unpacked and put on the table, the things that I enjoyed and stuff like that. Anyway, we came up with an idea of what we wanted. And we came up with a suggestion about the colors on the walls. I have very colorful walls. And as it turned out. But we went to, there was a little neighborhood art place where they had artifacts and stuff like that, that for decorating your house, home decor stuff. Anyway, I walked in and on the wall was this picture of a butterfly it's huge. It's like 20 by 24, something like that. One really big. And it was like, it had all the colors. All the colors. I still have it. It's in there. And it's like, and it looked like, it was in 2003. It was just when I moved to Georgia. And it was like a symbol of what was to come. There was something that was to come that I did not know, but it was something that was beautiful. It's still unfolding. Sometimes I go like, yeah, I'm in Georgia for a reason. Other times I go like, what? Why am I here? But that's life, right? We question why we're here all the time. Why did this happen? Why did that happen? Because somehow or another, it's all a part of who we are and why we're here. And if what we will do is trust that whatever has happened and is happening in our lives is for our highest and greatest and most wonderful good. Emma Curtis Hopkins said, "My God is my good." So we just simply look for the good and praise it. That was a bumper strip too for a while. Look for the good and praise it. And what happens when you look for the good and you praise it? It enlarges, it magnifies, it gets more. Do you see? So somehow we have to start looking at, um, Zizi asked me to do a class or a meeting or something about how to think about the next 4 years. So I've been thinking about that. Now I will do it. I'm not sure when, but the thing is that I've been looking at stuff because of her asking me to do that. And so I've had to look at things, and uh things aren't as dire as they may seem. The world leaders are not just going like, "Oh, Donald Trump, you won, yay, let's do business with you." Nope, 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 no, they're not doing that. They're going like, "Nope, we don't. You're a misogynist. You're a racist. You are a felon." The only thing they haven't said is, "Why the heck did those Americans elect him?" No, no, it's called "We Want to Live." And see, and I was listening to this one guy, and I thought back in when was the 90s? No, it was the 80s because I was still teaching school. And Gorbachev and Nixon, not Nixon, Reagan were trying to do business and get Russia out of the dark ages, right? And so the thing is that Americans were going over and visiting Russians and coming back saying, the Russian people are really nice. I thought about, people coming here going, the American people are really nice. And they're like, the man was like separating us from the leadership. It's like, I was like, deja vu, how did this happen? So, the thing is that what we have to do is stay out of the fear. We absolutely do, because our consciousness is contributing to the whole. And when you see somebody who's afraid, just say, it's like, well, maybe we're a caterpillar, and we're going to become a butterfly as soon as but we have to recognize that we're a butterfly and we're not just crawling along the ground. Okay, I don't know, but you will think of something. Think of something positive and uplifting, and take them out of the fear of what could happen over the next 4 years, because there's a lot of fear about that. People, I was watching a video of seniors, you know, this one lady, she's in her 90s, she goes like, and she said she's afraid for the country. And then she goes like, and I'm not even going to be here. So maybe she's going to be next 4 years. Maybe she's not. She's in her 90s. And, like Miss Dorothy would have said, I'm going to be here another 5 years. And she's not. Somewhere along the line, she goes like, I'm out of here. I'm done. Okay, so we never know when that's gonna happen to us. Some of us will just die in our beds, at 100 years old. Some of us are going to get sick and die that way. I'm not declaring that for anybody, but that's what's happening for some people. They get sick and they die, or they get run over by a car. You're driving down the road, and next thing you know, you're somebody ran into you. Okay. People die all the time unexpectedly. Unexpectedly to us, those of us who are left behind. I'm not so sure it's unexpected to the people who it happens to. So, but here's the thing. We have to stick our landing for ourselves personally. And we have to stick it for our country too, and for our world, because we're all in this together. We all sink or swim. We have one thing that has happened with globalization is that it's connected us worldwide. Do you see? It has. What has affected one is affected other. If there's war here, there's war there. If there's peace here, there's peace there. Do you see? And so we get to choose every day how we're going to think about ourselves and our world. And I'll tell you, our positive thinking is more powerful than the negative. It really is. It really is. Okay, so India Arie wrote a wonderful song called I Am Light. And Jesus talks about, don't hide your light under the bushel. You know, don't hide. Each one of us is a light. Each one of us we're supposed to be. We are who we are supposed to be. We are the perfect people in the perfect place at the perfect time, right here, right now. We are who we are and where we are and at the time in which we're supposed to be. So it's time to us to accept that and recognize that there is something here that we're supposed to do. And every morning, just wake up and ask God, what is it that I'm supposed to be do? Spirit within me, what is it? Lead me, guide me. What is it that I'm supposed to do today? Okay. And sometimes before somebody says something, sometimes you need to stop and say, what's the most positive thing I can say in this moment? What's the most uplifting, compassionate, kind, and generous word I can say, as opposed to, let me just snap back at them. Okay. All right, Sylvia, good time for India Arie. So just sing along if you can, because it's a wonderful song and it's very easy to sing along to.
Thank you, Greg.
Oh, I'm gonna turn the video up.
Y'all ready? Okay.
We can record this. This is the truth of our being. This is the light, the love, and the peace of who and what we are. It is the goodness that is flowing in us and through us and as us in this moment. And we rejoice in knowing that it is so. Just breathe in this moment. This is the consciousness of wholeness. This is the consciousness in which we give our attention to the highest and best of who and what we are. This is the consciousness in which we know who we are and why we are here. And this is the peace of God, the knowingness of God, the spirit of life itself, flowing in us and through us and as us, unabated, unobstructed, without objection, but with complete agreement from that which is within us. And so knowing this is the truth of who and what we are, I know it is expressed in each one of our lives individually in a perfect, magnificent, and glorious way. We are caterpillars becoming butterflies, and we rejoice that it is so. And so it is. Amen. Okay, so let's see. All right. Okay, Gloria dropped off. Okay, so let's see. We are going to be changing some things. Sylvia, the link is broken on the newsletter? In the newsletter?
Yes. And that's usually how I do my donation. So,
Okay, I will check on that. I don't know why that is broken there. But did you try it? I'll tell you what, try going to here, the newsletter. I mean then part, let's see. To the well, it's to you direct. I'll change it to everybody, everyone.
oh yeah, if you can put a link,
Okay.
that would be great.
That's the Golden Heart link to the
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me see if that works. Yeah, it does. Okay. So you can go to that for now. And, but this is very important. We are getting rid of this Zoom account, and Stacy has 10 licenses, and so she's going to give me one of the licenses that she has for our Golden Heart meeting. So we will have better access because she has more stuff because she's a business. All right. And but anyway, it means we're going to change the link. Okay. So next week, this link won't work. So it'll be in the newsletter. So be sure and change if you read the newsletter this week, it said that we were going to be changing the link. So be prepared. We're also sometime during this month, we're going to be getting a new new website too. And her Linkio software is just about done. And so we'll be being able to not just, you can go on YouTube and watch the videos. You'll be able to repeat and see what transcribe and take notes. like Miss Dorothy, take notes. You go and take the notes right out, Anyway, some of you got a chance to see the Linkio process back, in the day, but it's way, way better. It's all updated and everything. So, look forward to being able to do stuff like that. And we're going to be making a new website that's more usable and perfectly friendly and whatever. So that we can grow Golden Heart next year, and grow it in a way that allows all of us to get more from it. And anyway, hopefully, much more good things happening as we move forward. And let me see what else you guys. Oh, Zizi and didn't sleep well last night, and I guess Marty didn't either. So that's why the two of them, they're sleeping this morning. And so we'll just let them sleep in this morning. And but the videos are all on YouTube. If you haven't looked, I put a whole bunch of them up last week or the week before or something like that. But all of September, October, November, I think, or all of November's are not up because November is just last week. No, I think all November's are because last week was November, huh? So anyway, hopefully, well, we have class today, and so this won't go up until sometime during the week. But in the meantime, go listen to the others, and the subscribe button actually is working. I think it took me a bunch of times to finally figure out how to do it. The directions they give you are not easy. But so hit the subscribe button so that and tell other people to do it too. So okay. All right. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Be positive. Think good thoughts. And realize everything is not as it seems. Okay. And I'll see y'all next week or before. All right. I love you. Take care. Have a good week.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.